Hey everyone, how's it going? This episode of Lights House Debates, and today it's a little. Obviously, today was where we're going to go ahead and this is going to be our second annual, um, basically episode of Debunked, right? We're going to go ahead and you saw last week's episode. However, as you've seen, and the title suggests, we have very recently lost uh, a very dear friend to many, to most of us as well. Great content creator, great individual by all accounts. Very amazing dude in CW, and obviously, the three of us don't, we can't speculate on exactly what happened, but has again confirmed that our good friend and brother CW has passed away. So, like I said, we're not going to get into the specifics. So we don't really know, sadly, all that happened. But um, since we do know that is a real thing, we wanted to kind of get ahead of it and just kind of celebrate the interactions that we actually had with CW, and those who know him better than us, obviously, and just the times that we've had with him. And we got myself, King Speech Road, we got Dart up here as well. And today, that's what we're gonna do for a little bit of time. Go over and talk about the man and who was CW, and we all had some collabs with him. Great individual, respectful, humble, very professional with what he did. But I'll go around the horn here, and you know us very well, but we'll start off with see your overall thoughts on him. What did kick us off there, Ro? If you what was your relationship? What did you like? Your general vibe with CW?
Yeah, so me and CW actually linked up from Dart's channel, right? We actually linked up when I came. Dart had me up here, and he saw me. He saw me pull up to Go James Kingdom, FYF show that Friday night, and he was like, "Hey, ain't you the guy that cooked FYF and GJK?" And yeah, we've kind of linked up from there, right? And he invited me on the show, the Goatcast podcast, to do a couple of guest appearances. And right away, he's like, "Bro, do you want to do your own show?" You know what I'm saying? Like, at this point, I'm just like, yeah, I wanted to do it. I just didn't know how to get the StreamYard and the live streaming and all that. And he just walked me through everything, man. And he just walked me through everything. He just walked me through everything. Produced the show. Really, it was just like put the microphone in my hand and let me work. And we talk daily. We bounce ideas off each other. I come to find recently that he's had the show since at least the GoCast network since 2019, and yeah, man. Like I said, I feel like we need to carry the torch for him. That's what he would want. He put a lot of his own personal time into the content. He was doing really good content. Like he just dropped his last video on whether with Jordan with Sport 40. Um, Good content, man. Like he was a really good narrator, really good creator, really good editor. I mean, like I feel like a real asset is lost, and I'm gonna take everything that he gave to me and walk me through and just keep going. Like for me, I'm an ideas guy, right? And we bounce a lot of ideas off each other, man. I really wish we had more and more time to work together and really blow up into something, something good, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you, Dart, we were big fans of yours, man. We saw what you did with your networking. We know what happened. We saw you on Biz yesterday explaining kind of what happened. But like I said, man, we just want to keep it going. We want to keep the torch going. And Dart, I mean, like I said, he was a family man. He had a son playing high school ball, trying to get him into school, trying to get him into a good college with a scholarship. It really is a shame, man. But praying to his family, condolences to his family, Big Nines, Big Ron Dog. I forgot the other guy. There's a new guy that came on. I hadn't really got a chance to interact with him much. But like I said, man, I honestly, bro, I really want to kind of get those guys to you know, carry the torch. Like we shouldn't, CW tried to lead something. CW tried to build something, and we didn't know. I didn't know too much about. He would tell us personally what was going on, but I never met his family, anything like that. But I know he had. I know he had one. I know he was real close. I know he was dedicated between work, the podcast, and his family. That's what he did, man.
Mm.
And salute to you, my brother. Sleep in peace. Condolences to your family. And wow, most like yeah, man, it's been a good year. Been a good year, and I appreciate you for believing in me, brother. Sleep in peace.
Damn. Yeah. What about you, Dart?
Yeah, I remember CW coming in on the show before he had called in a couple times. Just started talking with him. I had him. He'd call in a couple times, and then collaborating with him on Lights Out debates more. Every time that I talked with CW, I always thought that he was a real stand-up guy. He was a kind person, a respectful person, and somebody who would had a passion for basketball and entertainment. And it's really sad to think that he just suddenly left. I mean, I don't. He wasn't. I don't. Same with Roe, and Roe had a lot more closer relationship with him than I did. But talking with him, it seemed like everything was going well in his life. It didn't seem like he was particularly unhealthy. So for him to suddenly pass away, and he was in my fantasy basketball league as well, um, doing really well on that, and it's just it's a shame, man. It just makes you think, well, what happened? You only got the time that you got on this planet, so I really hope the best for his family. Um, I hope that they do as well as they can during this hard time for them. But CW, great content creator. Whenever I interacted with him, I thought he was a great man. So, you know, rest in peace, CW. I hope wherever you are, then you're doing well.
Yeah. I just have to echo your guys' sentiments. Like I just, Ro, you do a lot more than I did. And but the thing, the times I've had a couple of great debates with him. He was just like very like I got the impressions I got of him were like what you said, like very very intelligent, super humble guy. Like especially in his content, right? He was very well spoken. Really knew what he wanted to do. He was very very respectful when he was moderating debates. When he was just any show he would do, showed everyone courtesy, kindness. He was just kind of that guy. And obviously, by all accounts, he was that kind of guy, and off the stage as well, right? And just a stand up dude, a great family man by all accounts. And like you said, from my end, like you said, I enjoyed every minute that I was being able to collaborate with him. Like I said, from our debates, from just any shows that we would do together. Really insightful guy. And yeah, like you guys said, you never know, and that's why you gotta kind of go through and appreciate everything when it's here, and it's just a crazy time. But yeah, I want to kind of dedicate obviously this show today to him, and specifically there's a couple of things that I just kind of wanted to rehash. One thing I loved about CW is he would never, like, when you challenge him to debate, he would always show up, and he would show up prepared too. And he was win, lose, or draw, and he was very, very humble with it. My favorite memory, and again, I was about to text this man yesterday, try to set it up again. It was just such a shock to the system, right? But I was lucky enough to be able to go head up with him a couple times. Specifically, a couple months ago, we did a Kareem LeBron debate. I thought that was my personal favorite one that we ever did here. And I was, went up against him. We had a guest judge, and he was. It was a very, very to me, it was very, very impactful. This kind of give me a lot of insight into his preparedness, the way he approached that. But just a testament to the approach he took with his channel, and obviously that was you know my good experience to be able to go up against someone with that kind of character and the challenge. But I'd say, Ro, where do you think he goes from here, man? As far as, are you gonna maybe take the flag of his channel, or we not really got that far yet?
Yeah, man. Listen, 10 toes down is gonna still carry on. Like I said, I know that's what C Dub wanted. He saw it in me. He said, yeah, man, you're gonna blow up, man. You're gonna blow up in the space. You're talented, right? So he's recognized my talent, my ability to debate. Might not be the best format debater, but I damn sure can have a discussion and you know what I'm saying? So, and again, like I said, I think he had a good show format going on with Goatcast podcast. Between him, Hawk, Big Knives, Big Ron, and they got the other guy from Boston. Again, I never interacted with him. I didn't come on the show, their Wednesday show. But like I said, I really hope they carry the torch, man. I really hope,
Yeah,
um, you know, and again, C Dub was the driving force, man. Like he made, like, as I told Hawk, talked to Hawk yesterday. He's like, man, this man, his brother, he said, bro, you can be on the podcast. So C Dub was like the coach, man. He's like what I'm saying, a real mentor. He's a little bit younger than me. He was a couple of years younger than me. But he's a mentor, like, what I'm saying, and a leader, like. So I really, again, when I debate, you was talking about the debates. I debated him against. It was like the one debate that I really didn't care if I won. Right? I mean, because C Dub is a gentleman, man. I
yeah,
know Duncan is his favorite player, and I still feel like Keem is better, but like I didn't, like you can have a basketball conversation with him, and even when you didn't agree, it's not like you have a lot of respect. You come up with a lot of respect. Me and him could talk hoops, ball, life. You know what I'm saying? Like, we 80% of our relationship was talking hoops and content and all that. 20% was life. So I got to learn that, hey, he played basketball. He's 6'7". Like, a lot of people don't know, he's 6'7". You know what I'm saying? So he played power forward in high school. I think he said I'm not sure if he played collegiately. If he did, he might have played D2 or D3 or whatever. But he was really trying to get his son into these spaces. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, no, definitely. And no, I mean, what can be said, right? Like, hey, shout out to Casual joining us here. Also, another individual who knew CW relatively well. Casual, we're going around. We kind of give our takes about a couple of our experiences with CW. Obviously, reflecting on what kind of man we know him to be. Give us your take. Like, what kind of dude was Casual, or was a CW? Maybe your favorite interactions with him.
Um, shit. I'd come across C Dub's YouTube channel. Um, when back in the day of vanity sports debates, where I was looking to collab and bring in a lot of streamers, in the basketball community to come together. And I saw that Goatcast was live on a Wednesday, and I'm seeing sports and fitness rants and sports tea just hassling this LeBron James fan, Big Naj. And I was like, damn, bro, that's not fair. Nah, there's nobody up there to help him. So I looked onto that bio, saw an emailed, and lo and behold, it was C Dub all along, and he was looking for the same thing. And so we spent, a large portion of the year 2024 trying to figure out how we could be able to make this thing work in the basketball community between LeBron and Jordan fans to be comfortable in the same room together and not have that much hostility. And the more we were communicating, the more I realized how just good of a human being C Dub was. You know, like C Dub wanted to know how you were, not how your alter ego was. He wanted to listen. He wasn't all about, telling you about what he was going through. I can't tell you how many times he steered the conversation to talking about how he wanted to, make a platform for Big Naj to his nephew to be able to thrive in. But he rarely talked about things that he was going through, and you don't see a lot of pure good souls like that in this world. And so I feel like, um for you gentlemen, Travis, Roe, bro, and when it comes to this streaming thing, bro, we basically are family, whether you know it or not, whether you want to accept it or not. As much as we interact with each other behind the scenes, it don't matter how many times we go back and forth, yell, curse at each other. Shit, you might say a few things that you might say some heinous things that's just out of line, but we are family. We got love for each other. You know what I'm saying? And today, well, yesterday was a sad day. Today is the beginning of figuring out how we are going to pay homage to C Dub for years to come, because that man, he put us on the right track.
No, absolutely, man. And I mean, very well said. Obviously, we got people pulling up here, but I mean, you're right. I mean, it's kind of the more you interact with each other, like all of us here, like me, you, Dart, Roe, like we, Sturdy, like all of us here, right, and more. We've had tons of interactions, like we've like all the creative content together, and like you become a tight knit group, family, whatever you want to call it, and it's so you get to know people, you get to know about them, their character, and you're right. I mean, it's understated if anything. CW in just the short time, I'm not going to pretend like I knew the man like exceptionally well, but I can, just by the nature of his content, the interactions we've had together, just a stand up guy and one that you hate to lose, is profoundly a profound loss, right? Just because it's the nature of his character, like he's great on and off the stream, just a good person, respectful, treats everyone the way he obviously wanted to be treated. And regardless if you were someone new pulling up or a wily veteran, right? He was there to treat you the same, respect, work with you, whatever you wanted to say, entertain. He would give you a platform, and I think that's a lot of what people loved about him. But Sturdy, hey, you heard what we're doing, man. What was your interactions with CW and your overall take on who we just lost, unfortunately?
Yeah, salute everybody. I met C Dub this year, and believe it or not, I came across his content last year towards the beginning of end of last year. Just a quick little video on he did on Kareem, and I thought like he was one of the few he was one of the few content creators that was like a very neutral and respectful man. You know what I'm saying? Like we all know, like, as experienced content creators as well as just YouTube watchers in general, like this sports discourse, it gets entertaining, but sometimes it gets toxic. And I felt that the reason why I kept sticking around C Dub for this year was he was one of the few content creators that would never disrespect you, that will give you a chance to give your take across and retort. But most importantly, he had a welcoming presence about him. Like, literally, I officially met him in the Discord when he invited me to participate in the tournament, right? And he was putting together, and then me and Ro, we did a Bulls versus Celtics debate, and since that debate happened, he was giving me compliments. He was saying, "Yo, Sturdy, I appreciate you was mentioning things that I didn't even notice or knew of about the Bulls and whatnot." And from then on, we was trying to work out a few things and do a couple collabs and whatnot. Always trying to give advice to how he could continue to put out his content, and he always give his own nuggets, what he learned from, as well as not just from consecrate, but also life as well. Um, it's unfortunate. It's like I told me and Kazi was talking. It was just shocking. You know what I mean? Like how abrupt it was. Like this man was literally all of us on stream with this man last week, and the fact that he was going that quickly is just shocking. It's only it's only a reminder how fickle, how life can change that quickly. But like I told other people, we can't stop that from progressing. In my opinion, the best way we could continue to honor what C Dub was doing is to implement some of the things that he was doing himself, being open minded, being way less disrespectful, but most importantly, valuing and trying to understand other people's opinion on this entertainment we call sports. Um, I'm gonna just wrap it up by saying, man, like salute to C Dub, man, great content creator, even a better man while here. And you not only you will be missed, but you'll be honored.
No, absolutely. And no, you're right. Straight, I think that's an important takeaway, right? Like one of the staples, whether or not we want to, like that was our first impression was he was, he wasn't the kind of to, everyone could go to his channel, regardless of your opinion on the topic or the player, whatever, and not have to worry about getting muted, getting thrown off the channel, or getting shouted down or ridiculed by him. He was the epitome of class, respectful, and he would present his viewpoint, his argument, his knowledge in a very, very well spoken, very logical way. And that's what I think personally drew me to his content and wanting to kind of be part of that niche, because like you just said, sir, it's way too easy to, like, you get a million people who you can go to see screaming matches, or have this opinion or your opinion reinforced, and etc. But when you try to get out of there, when you try to have place where actual genuine conversation can happen regardless of the topic, that's where we actually regress. DLB, how's it going, man? You hear what we're doing here? Give us your take on CW the man, and what your experience with him was.
It was very brief, because I would always watch the streams on Row, and besides that, I've recently lost a great uncle, so I know the feeling. Hopes and prayers for his family. It's all right. But he served in the Navy, and he will always have great stories.
Oh no, go on, man. Go on. Say what you did.
There was one time where he was in the I can't remember what ship it was, but he hit himself. He would always hit himself on the beam in the ship every day when he would try to get out from to do stuff. I wish I could have got more time to spend with him.
No, hey man, it's all good. Regardless of how much time, at least you made an impression enough for you to pull up to your day, right? That's good. Did you ever go on his shows, or see kind of meet him or kind of talk to him?
I wish I had.
No. Well, and the good thing is he left a lot of content to go over, like a kind of a baseline, right, for people to kind of go through. And
yes,
I would say if you this goes for everyone, go check out his stuff, man. Like it's really just like a kind of a good example for all of us, right? Like we want to try to do, but
man, his videos were great, bro. His videos were great. They were well organized. They were, what I'm saying? And it's like, it's sad that we gotta get a man his flowers when he go home. I watch most of them. I'm gonna go back and watch all of them and learn what I can take to improve my content. One thing you could, like I said, like Casual said and Sturdy both said, this is the deal, right? This is the mission of 10 Toes Down. It's the mission that this is the mission that C-Dub had. We want to have like we all know, it's this LeBron versus Jordan thing, right? And people, and there's all other type of different discourse, but the main one is LeBron versus Jordan, and it's gotten to the point where it's so toxic. Now, I'm a little bit more, I'm a little bit more blunt. C Dub was always a gentleman, but make no mistake about it, Michael Jordan was his GOAT, right? And Big Nine, his nephew. I just come to learn that Big Nine was his nephew. What's the name is LeBron is his GOAT, and they had a show, and it was never toxic. It was never, you know what I'm saying? It was never back and forth. It, these brothers these brothers, you could see how to do a show, and they didn't just do the Mike versus Jordan topic. They did all types of topics. That's the same thing I try to push on my show. You know what I mean? It looks like it's Jordan versus LeBron centric, but if you really go and look at it in a more as Sturdy likes to tell me, structure. You're right. I'm gonna get that structure. Right now, we just we conversational, and like I said, C Dub is always he like every single show he gave me rave reviews. Sometimes when I thought the show went bad, he would tell me, "Nah, bro, this is good. Really, listening back to it, it was good." You know what I'm saying? So it kept me going. And again, that's what a good coach does. That's what a good coach does. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we could really have honest conversations, man. Like I said, I just found out by the brother that pulled up that he was in the Navy, right? Oh man, a 6'7" cat in a Navy ship. Yeah, that's not easy. There's a reason why 6'8" is the tallest you can be and enlist in the Navy because the ship side. Shout out Sports and Fitness Ranch. The rest of the veterans. I was in the Marine. I never served on a ship. I could have, but yeah. I mean, but that again, like I said, that man was about his family. He loves sports. Like I said, and I know for a fact he want us to keep going because I see what he saw, what I saw. I saw what he saw, and you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, let's have good discourse without the toxicity, without the craziness. You know what I'm saying? Again, look,
Hey,
sometimes it is going to get spicy, right? It is going to get a little, and that could be entertaining, but let's not never get cross lines, stuff like that, and just make good content out there, bro.
hey, Travis, I got if I could just say something real fast.
Yeah, no, for sure. Go ahead. Anyone.
So I think this is one thing that everyone forgets to do. And I think this is the time to do it is to tell everyone how much you appreciate them because you don't know when they're going to go. So I just want to let everyone know that I appreciate you all individually. Travis, I know that we stopped doing the shows as much together, but I appreciate your tenacity to try and drive these discussions, drive these debates, have some sort of fair platform where people can have a discussion. And I, I think that, we hung out a few times here in Hawaii. I think you're a nice guy. I think it was, I had great times with you. Ro, I think you are really funny, man. I think that and you got a lot of great knowledge, and I love listening to you rant. I love that you have the tenacity to keep coming back and keep having these discussions. And then casual, you're here right now. I love that you try to create a community with the takes debates. I haven't been on there in a while, but you hold debates yourself over there, whether it's music or sports. And then I got to come back and re-win another 2K championship. That was a ton of fun when we did that as well. And I
Yeah.
think, and most importantly, I think all of you guys have great hearts and that you're all great people. So I just wanted to say that. DLB, I don't know you, but I appreciate you. I appreciate you at least coming up here, wanting to talk about CW. So, but I just think that's something that people fail because I think everyone, if they could go back to yesterday, would love to tell CW how great of a person he was or how much he meant to them. So I just wanted to let you all know, since we're here now, that I appreciate you all.
I appreciate that. Or thank you, man. Same to you, honestly. For those who don't know, guys, like Dart and I collab to start this channel, and Dart has been obviously at his old channel. Dart is a very progressive and very very dedicated content creator. I think inspired a lot of not just basketball, not the Jordan fans, but basketball fans in general to kind of step up and have their voices heard in a fun way. And that's what we try to keep on going, not with just this channel, but any all times that you see us collabing with other people. We try to bring that enthusiasm and zeal into the community because he's right. It's just there are too few channels which where you can kind of just go and have a discussion, have a great honest take about a fair platform, right, where you don't get yelled at or shouted down for your views and opinions. And Dart's a real pioneer of that too. It's that's where a lot of us are taking some of our cues from, some of the work that you did. So I personally appreciate that about you, or a great stand-up guy as well. And yeah, met you, able to do some stuff in person, which was fun, and we're going to try to carry on and do some stuff in the future here, hopefully. So, with that being said, guys, obviously, link is in chat, guys. For anyone, I didn't want to do a super long show today, just because I really just wanted to, we're scrapping our original idea for this, obviously, because, we lost a great content creator, great man, friend, a family member, family man, obviously today by all accounts. Everyone knows. And where do we go from here, do you think? As far as I personally want to continue what we're doing as far as trying to honor him, right? As far as, like everyone said, he was, everyone can kind of go to him because they knew they would be heard, treated with dignity and respect. I think that's my favorite takeaway from what he kind of injected into the community. And I want to try to echo that on whatever else we do. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it sounds about right to me.
You want the
Yeah,
show to
much love, much much love, much most prosperity. I'm going to get in contact, well, during this coming week with Naj. After obviously giving them some time to grieve, and
Yeah.
because I want to set up something where we can have a day of debating, topics that C Dub always talked about he wanted us to do, but we never got around to it. I figured that'd be the best way to pay homage to him, because C Dub really wanted the debate league. That's what his mission was. He wanted to create a debate league where people could feel, comfortable coming up to debate for a little bit, and then, shaking hands and going on about their business. And I think if we can't do nothing else, we can create a day to where four debates get knocked out over some of his favorite topics. Jordan, Spurs, Duncan, and shit. Who else was he not hyped on? That's the biggest question. Who
uh,
wasn't he? Who wasn't he
he was.
hyped
I
on?
never heard one thing about CeeDee. I never personally heard him go in like negatively on any player. Maybe that's just me,
No.
but he had his favorites, but he would never just sit there and trash players. I think that was another part of him that I liked. And you
I'm
guys,
down. I'm down to debate turn that day.
for sure. No, just hey, casual, point us in the direction, man. All of us. You've heard us all debate. You debated us. We're always down for that, man. Like, yeah, any day. I'll reach out to all you guys also to see if like we can get some stuff rolling in that direction too. But yeah, casual, like obviously whatever support you need for that, I'm sure you can hit us all up because we'll be here trying to do it. Oh, he left, but we all have his contact info. Um, but if you guys want to, so this is probably what I'm going to do, guys. I'm probably going to end the show here in a little bit, but if you guys, Dart and Ro, want to stick around for a little bit so we can chat, that would be fantastic. But anyway, guys, this has been just kind of our, not long-winded, obviously, but because we're not going to pretend like we were personal for like great friend, but I mean we knew the man who was a mainstay in our community, and like I said, you've heard our impressions of him. He was an amazing guy, not just by our account, but by his family, family man. Like it just goes without saying, right? And he will be missed. And yeah, I mean, our streaming community, especially just among us, right, lost a great all around individual today, not just from a content creating perspective, but just personally, right? So, any final words for CW and the fans there, guys? Dart.
Yeah, I hope wherever CW Soul is, that I know he's in a great place. I hope I hope the best for him and for his soul, and then I hope the best for his family.
Absolutely. Real. Your boat. Oh, how about you, DLB? Any final remarks?
Well, there's never not much to say. That's already been said. Can't wait to meet him up there.
Oh, hey, absolutely, man. Well said. And yeah, you're right. I mean, I like, I brought in, hey, CW, for listening, you will be missed, man. I treasure the time we got to spend together, as far as just chatting casually and, debating. You were an amazing opponent. Obviously a better man by all accounts here, than, one of the good ones. So, I mean, RIP to you. And, hopefully we'll see you again sometime. Okay. With that being said, guys, I'm going to bring this to an end. And like I said, if you guys want to stick around here, just so we can chat about a couple things, we will do that. And hey, guys, next week, we're going to try to get some more content on a regular basis especially on Sundays and probably on Saturdays too. So more of like what you saw last week. So tune in for that, like, subscribe, especially to 10 Toes Down, obviously Lights on Sports Debate, and we'll keep it going. Okay. Especially in C-Dub's honor. All right. Well, you guys have a great Sunday.